This world shall know pain.
What's going on, guys? This is an updated video for my all Genkai's video. If you guys have not watched my other video already, I'm going to put the link inside the description, and there's also going to be a card at the top right of the screen, so you can go watch that, because in that video you'll find all of the early release Genkai, the ones that were released like when the game just got dropped, the Kagyu and Namikaze, all these Genkais, all these that were already released, it's going to be in that video. This video is for the updated Genkai like Rinnegan, Black Lighting, Clay, Itachi, Genkai Sharingan, and Paper. That's what we're going to be covering in this video. So let's get started. We're going to start off with Rinnegan. So Rinnegan has a mode. The stats are on the right of the screen, 2.6 thousand all stats. The one interesting thing about Rinnegan is that it has you have the different paths of pain, and they all do different things. So the first path, the Astral Path, you hold down right click to use it, and then you press C, and it shoots heat-seeking missiles, and they do some good damage, but I don't think this is like a really useful path. But it's still one of the better ones compared to the rest. Then we have the Human Path, the one that is just worse than the fifth one, to be honest. It's just worse. But I'm gonna show you guys the Human Path. It's 2 seconds left. You hold down right click, you press C, it dashes to a target and it stuns them. So they're gonna make your enemy kneel down for like 2 seconds, and then you could like do a combo if you want. But you guys will see why I say that the second path is not worth using, because the fifth path is just way much better. But I'll show you guys that when we get to the fifth one. On to the third one, the Animal Path. When you hold down right click and press C, you have the Demon Dog. You can move around on it. You run over people and do damage. I personally believe that the Animal Path should have been better. Maybe it should have had the bird, and maybe the bird could like drop bombs like an ABA or something. I think the dog is just like, it's just underwhelming. But Rinnegan's already broken without it anyway, so whatever. I guess that can stay. The fourth path, probably the second most useful path, the Absorption Path. I don't know, I think it's a little bugged. Yeah, the Predator Path. You hold down right click and you press C. It absorbs everything. Like basically, if you're inside this globe, you're invincible. Nothing can hit you at all. No M1s, no Subjutsus, nothing at all. No Genjutsus. You're literally invisible for that short amount of time, and it absorbs everything. That one's like, it comes in handy in tight scenarios, but I won't use it much. I don't think you guys would use it much. The main path that everyone should be using if you have Rinnegan is the fifth path. I wonder why they're bugging out like this. Alright, so you got the Naraka Path. The Naraka Path is the fifth path. You're gonna it's the best path in my opinion, because you hold on right click, you press C, it goes to a target, and then it uses King of Hell. And what it does is that the tongue, it grabs a target and puts it inside King of Hell. The reason why this path is way better than the second one is because, number one, it does way more damage, and number two, the duration of the stun is way longer, because with the second form, you just make them kneel for like 2 seconds. But then with the fifth path, you not only like waste 2 seconds of them being pulled into the King of Hell, but then they sit in the King of Hell for another like 2 to 3 seconds. And it just allows you to do a combo, like a nasty combo that I do King of Hell, and then I use the Primary Lotus. Not Primary Lotus. I even forgot what it's called. Leaf Hurricane. Sorry. It's a stupid combo because it does a bunch of damage. But yeah, the fifth path is the best path. Everyone should be using it. And now we're on to the abilities. That's pretty much it for the mode though. It has nothing else in it. For the abilities, the first ability is called Almighty Push. You guys have already seen this already. Like, it's everywhere. You just do a push. It does damage twice. One thing to keep in mind, if you're close to it and you block, the first hit will block break. So think of the first hit is close range and the second hit is long ranged. So if I go back, the first hit's not gonna hit them, but then the second hit will, because it expands. So the second hit will not block break, but the first hit will. So if you want to keep back. You don't want to get too close to them. Then you have the second ability, which is Almighty Pull. You put your mouse on someone. Whoops. You put your mouse on someone, and then you pull them in, and you slam them on the floor, and then you can do an M1 combo while you're being slammed down. Now, of course, you won't see me slam it because the log won't come to me. But you guys get the gif. Now you have the final ability, Chibaku Tensei. Sadly, this ability got recently nerfed, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. So you're just gonna press the button, they get launched into the air, crushed, and drop back down. Before, this ability was broken because they launch in the air. It keeps you there for a very long time, allowing people to do whatever they want with you, and then you get crushed and slammed. So they did nerf it, but I still think Rinnegan is extremely strong nonetheless. And it's still one of the top tier Genkais, and still in my heart. Now we're gonna move on to Black Lightning. Black Lightning is pretty cool. I think it's overrated. I don't like it that much. It has a lot of stun, but I don't see a lot of people using it because this doesn't do as much damage as the other Genkais. But I've seen with the last ability, it does a lot of damage. The B ability, I don't really like using the floor abilities like the tsunamis and all that stuff to stun people, because I'd rather have an offensive ability rather than a utility ability, but it's whatever. Let me show you guys the mode. You charge it up and you get 2,500 and 2,300 stats. You get like a black smoke with lightning around it. That's pretty cool. And then your ability is a lariat, so you press Z, you dash to someone, and then you slam them. It's really nice. It looks nice, but I mean, it's hard to hit somewhat, in my opinion. People just like phase through it sometimes. But Black Lightning's pretty good. Now, the first ability is called Black Panther. You just shoot out one panther, it crashes, it does damage twice, and it stuns the person. Second ability is called Stun Floor. What I was mentioning earlier, you just put a floor down and it constantly does a little bit of damage and stuns people in spot. And finally, the last ability is Panther Blitz, where you shoot out 2 panthers this time and it does 4 sets of damage. 22,000 damage on initial hit each panther, and then 6,000 damage after blast each panther. So that's pretty much it for Black Lightning. There's nothing too special, it just has a bunch of stun. Then we're on to Clay. Get these abilities real quick. Get the mode. Alright. So let's start off with the mode. We got the stats on the right. Same thing as Black Lightning. 2,600, 2,500, and 2,300 stats. I think it has a little bit more. I don't know for sure though. I don't remember. But there's no visual effects. The only thing you have like as a style is that you have the hands. Hold on, let me show you guys. You can see that you have the mouth on your hands. You know, I think it's a cool addition, but it needs something. I don't know, some aura. But that's pretty much it. That goes for the mode, and then you have the ability where you fly on a dragon, and the dragon's really nice. I think it's really well made. The speed's okay. It takes a little bit of mode. It drains, but it does not drain as much as when you left click. So the dragon has an ability where you left click and you shoot out a clay bird, and it does damage. Now it takes a lot of mode when you left click. Like, look at that. It just takes a huge chunk. So you gotta watch out for that. Now the abilities go as follows. You got the first one, C1. You press it and it shoots out many birds. They do nice damage, 10,000 damage each, and they have a lot of stun rims. The second ability is C1 Scatter. You just you fly on top of your bird and then you rain down birds on top of the enemy. It's a really good ability. That's probably my favorite ability in the entire Clay set, because not only are people permanent stunned when you hit them once, but you cannot get hit while on it. And then finally, the last ability, you have the huge nuke, which is called C3. This ability needs a buff. Rel Games, if you're watching this, please buff it. It looks so nice, it looks so devastating, and it tickles people, dog. But that's pretty much it for Clay. Now, I do not have Itachi my Genkai Sharingan or paper, but my wonderful friend has let me want to go on his account. So when I log over there and I come back in a private server, I'll meet you guys in his account. Okay, now we're on my friend's account where we have Itachi, Sharingan, and paper. So I just recently used these abilities to see what they actually do before I showcase them to you guys. But it's still all pretty new to me. Let's get in with it. So you hold down C, you get the Sharingan mode. You can upgrade it 3 times and then you get more stats every time you upgrade it. There's no more upgrades after that. So you do C1, you hold down, you press C then 2, you upgrade to the second version, then you press C then 3 and update it to the last. So we're gonna start off with C1. The stats are 2.2k all except for ninjutsu. When you hold down right click and you press C, you dash towards the target like as a crow, dealing damage. And then now we're gonna go for the second one. Whilst we wait for the cooldown, we're gonna look at the abilities. The first ability is Crow Illusion. So basically, you press V, and you now have turn it's like a substitution jutsu because you turn into a clone, but then you can still do damage. So it's basically you make yourself invincible. That's how I'm gonna describe it. Like in this genjutsu in the illusion, I can attack people, do full damage, and then all the damage I take is just nullified because I'm gonna teleport back to my real body. So I'm gonna use it again just to get access so you guys can see. I'm using it over here. You also teleport back to where you originally used it. So if I use it over here and I run up and I do full damage, eventually the jutsu wears off and I get teleported back. So all the damage I did stays and all the damage I take goes into the clone. Now that our ability is off cooldown, we're gonna make sure that we're in the second form. Then we use the ability, and then it's the Susanoo slash. It does 51,000 damage. Now one thing I don't get is that on the first form, your left clicks are normal. On the second form, you have the incomplete Susanoo. And then on the third form, you actually have the complete Susanoo. Now one thing I don't get is that why on the second form when you use the ability, you get the complete Susanoo's ability. I think that maybe you should have been like a better Amaterasu or some kind of ability to make it kind of different, but kind of lazy that you just recycle the same ability on the third form. Like look at it, it's the same damage and everything. Does not matter if you use the second or third form. They both have the same mode ability. But that's it for the mode. Now the second ability is Tsukiyomi. This is basically Sharingan on steroids because Sharingan has a genjutsu that only hits one person, while your Tsukiyomi literally hits everything inside. Look at that. 3 enemies can be Tsukiyomi. I don't even know if there could be more, but I'm saying that's genjutsu when 3 people in front of you. That's really strong. Like that surprised me when I first used it. But you put them all into Tsukiyomi. Then your final ability is Amaterasu Blaze. Just like Tsukiyomi, everything in sight burns. Everything in sight burns. So it's like normal Amaterasu, but on steroids because you have way more. And that's pretty much it for Itachi Sharingan. I really want this on my main account because this illusion goes hard. Run up to someone, bang, 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 teleport back, take no damage. Man, I want this. Anyway, we're gonna move on to paper. Let me turn off the Sharingan. I honestly love paper too. When I first tried it, it's really cool. We're gonna try it the mode. You have these nice wings. I'm pretty sure paper can fly. Yeah, you can. The same way as other things fly. All you have to do is jump in the air and hold down spacebar. That's how you fly, guys. Now your mode ability, you press Z button, you summon this needle, and then you crash it down where your mouse is. It does 57,000 damage, and I'm pretty sure block breaks, like 99% sure breaks block. This ability is really nice. I love it. Now the second ability is just like the clay ability, where you shoot out a bunch of birds. That's your first ability, which is a bunch of paper birds. It's literally called paper birds. Your second ability is Shuriken Seeker. You put shurikens around your body, paper shurikens, and they stay there. Like I think just having them there is really cool. Like look at that, that's cool. Now they don't do anything unless you press the button. So you press B, right? and then it shoots the shuriken at the target, and the target gets stunned for so long that you can do a full M1 combo, and then you should probably be able to shoot another shuriken, do like another full M1 combo extend for like another 2 seconds, and then shoot another shuriken, and just keep going off. Like this jutsu is crazy good. And then you have your final ability, which is Paper Vortex, where you shoot out. You basically make a paper tornado that does damage all around, and constantly does damage. It hits them twice, so it's a pretty good ability. But like so far, the best abilities from what I see is the Secret Shurikens and the emote ability, because look at it just looks dope, and it does AoE damage. It's cool. I love paper. I gotta get both of these. But that is it, guys. That is all the updated Genkai that you all requested in my comments. Trust me, I've seen all of your comments. Where's Rinnegan? Where's Black Lightning? Where's Clay? Where's Paper? Where's Itachi Sharingan? Can you showcase this? I got you guys. I got y'all. I read y'all comments. Don't worry about it. Speaking of comments, I just want to say before I get into that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you all for watching this video. Now, speaking of comments, I see that you all try to convince me that Senju Wood is good. Senju Wood is trash, and you cannot change my mind. Have a good day.